Hey guys, and welcome back. My name is DFree, and for today's Dragon Ball Legends video, we have some summons for Kid Buu. So heads up, I did not commentate over these summons because I just did them on my tablet. That's why it also looks just a little bit differently. And I wasn't really planning on commentating. I don't really want to do too many summon videos in general anymore, so if I do put them out, they will probably be just something really quick, like a little clip I recorded, screen recording wise and stuff like that, that I'll just put out. So I will kind of talk for a moment here while these summons are going. I didn't stay tuned for the end of the video, by the way, where I go over some thoughts on Kid Buu. I did not really want to do too much with this. These were all free-to-play CC. I've been talking a lot about lately how I just haven't really been buying CC, so I kind of wanted to go ahead and save some CC leading into Anniversary, which is, by the way, the operative thing I would recommend most players do. Unless you're willing to spend money, obviously. The anniversary is in like 3 weeks, so I would probably, again, consider... We're going to get an announcement for the anniversary in like a week or two, like less than a week or two, like a week and a half maybe. So yeah, I would just kind of, again, maybe you don't really care about that. Maybe you love Kid Buu, obviously, in that case. It's a game, go for your enjoyment. But yeah, that's more or less what I would like to say, because that's kind of where we're at right now. So anyway, I wasn't really trying to go too deep. My initial thoughts was that I would just do one rotation on this banner, because I didn't really have a ton of CC to begin with anyway, because of summoning on the Tag Goku Vegeta. The irony is that I kind of had really good luck on Tag Goku Vegeta's banner, because I went in again free to play and I did like 2 rotations and I got 2 copies of them. So apparently that's the wave. I need to just not spend money and the game is like, hey, we got you. I think there's some like, I gotta do a video on this. There might be some sort of like back end thing going on in the game where it's like, hey, we want you back, spend more money type deal. I don't know. Where it's like, yeah, sorry man, we're gonna give you everything, don't worry about it, just come back please, we love you, spend more. That's a whole different topic that I have to do a video on it. Anyway, so yeah, for these summons, there was not anything on the banner I was looking for, and really just this banner is terrible, dude. This banner is terrible. All of these ultra banners suck. They're all terrible. So right now you see I'm not really getting much, but I'm not really ever mad with these summons all that much. Not really. Like I get kind of disappointed. But I feel a lot less mad if I do with these summons and I didn't spend money, by the way. That was something that I think that people didn't really understand, that people don't really understand still. It's like, oh yeah, well, whales can keep going and spending money. I'm like, dude, you think I want to sit here and spend a couple $100? Do you think I'm happy about that? I actually don't feel bad anymore if I don't spend any money. I genuinely feel okay. I would get really frustrated. It really just killed my love for doing summon videos, because I would just be like, dude, like, just give me the character already. So this is where my initial summon ended, and that's where I just called it a day at 6 a.m. and I just sat down and had coffee. Here's another clip that I'm going to show you right now. I just got back from the gym, and the funny thing with this is I have Kid Buu. So yeah, I went in and I did another 2 summons. I wasn't even going to record because I didn't expect to get anything. My plan was just to do the Ultra ×2 rate, and here's a look at my summon history. Pause the screen. You can see the date and times. Literally, this is right where we ended off. This was the last summon a second ago, and I did 2 summons here, and I was not even going to record. I skipped this summon. I think that it was a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta animation. I was like, this might be a Super Saiyan Blue, but I still skipped it. I think that was what it was. And we got a Kid Buu, so I was like, okay, I guess we'll finish off this, because I was not going to finish this set. And so, yeah, apparently, like I said, I get luckier when I don't actually go in, or I don't really have that investment. I literally skipped the animation. Like earlier, I skipped one that was Broly because I don't care about Broly on this banner. I don't care about the LFs, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And so sorry we missed that initial summon. So we're going in again. I said I'll finish the set out because I might as well. And wow! Just wow, right? I didn't expect this at all. The game was like, oh, we heard you say Kid Buu sucks, which hilariously is not what I said. And, you know, people were like, oh, DFree, you got me, this and that on the comments of my video. And I was like, it was a troll. I was trolling. Kid Buu doesn't suck. I literally just explained that. Well, I probably will in a second because I've already recorded that part. Anyway, I think Kid Buu is a really good character. I just don't think people really should be pulling right now, which is, I think, fair to say. Anyway, so people were like, oh, the game was like, oh, we heard you think Kid Buu sucks. Even though you don't. Here you go. Couple copies. So we finish it out. And I'm happy because apparently I can do videos for Kid Buu. That's all I cared about, was being able to do videos. I didn't really care about having the character because I'm not a huge Kid Buu or Regen fan or anything like that. But let's go ahead and transition to some breakdown for Kid Buu as well. So I hope you guys continue to enjoy the video. If you are, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Now, I obviously haven't had the chance to test out Kid Buu, so I want to just leave it up to you guys, and obviously I'll figure it out now, a little bit later myself, but I want to leave it up to you guys. Answer in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on Kid Buu? If you've played with him or against him so far, were you impressed or underwhelmed? And if you saw the stream that we did a few days ago, some of those things that I brought up, how do you feel about some of those things that you heard me say, like Kid Buu being a really good character? Just naturally, I think he has all the things in his kit that you would need in a good character, but maybe not being at the tippy top of the scale, maybe being a character that peaks higher around, I don't know, 7 to 4 area, probably, in terms of best characters in the game. Maybe 7 to 4 area is probably where Kid Buu sits. That's what I'm thinking personally at first impressions, but obviously I have a lot of work to do in terms of using him and kind of coming to my own determination with that. Also, do you think that he's lacking anything in particular? The main things that I really pointed out when it came to lacking for his kit was the lack of type neutral. I think that that's just going to be critical to him. Yeah, colors matter a lot in this game. I mean, people always have traditionally said, oh, X best character in the game sucks because I can use X other character and have them, or I guess it would be Y, I could use Y other character and have them just destroy them with type advantage. It's like, yeah, okay, but that applies to every character in the game. You can't operate that way. So Kid Buu is a really big victim of that because, I mean, you could say hit just blows him up, but that's not really surprising, is it? You know, things like that. But what could be surprising is if a character like Gogeta blows him up. Is that happening? Because that's possible. Also, how does hit, not really hit blowing Kid Buu up, how does Kid Buu combat red characters, right? So that's kind of why the ability to go type neutral and take away that advantage is so powerful. You know, I think that that's one of the best things that's in this game, and it always has been, but it's super relevant on characters that, again, are at the tippy top of the totem pole, like Rose, that can do that. And the reason why is because what happens is unfavorable element factor nullification. These are all the characters in the game. This is a really useful tag. These are all the characters in the game that can do that. And it's really important because what happens is, you know, if this guy is versus Gogeta, he can just say, okay, Gogeta, you're not going to hit me with type advantage damage. Or this tag Vegeta, you're not going to hit me with that damage. It's not going to do as much. Or on the flip side of the coin, Rose versus Tag Vegeta, when they're setting up preparation, he could destroy him if he goes neutral. Just things like that. The neutrality is a huge, huge deal, right? And the way that they interacted once upon a time with Vegito and Gogeta, Gogeta just didn't care about Vegito whatsoever because he could get around him and he also could rush him if he needed to, things like that. So more or less, Kid Buu is a character that doesn't have access to some of these tools. So I really want to know what you guys think. But what Kid Buu did do and does do very well. Oh, by the way, the other deficiency I talked about was his inability to get not draw speed, but cover nullification unless he goes for the green card, which it would be good if he had a way to get the green card forcefully, like on entry or whatever. He has a lot of draw speed, but that's irrelevant unless he has a green card in his hand or unless he draws a green card very early, because he'll just, you could drop combo, but normally he would just get knocked back, right? So it's kind of hard to combat that unless you're doing all these advanced mechanics. And if they're, is it really advanced to say drop combos anymore? It's not really advanced anymore. Anyway, unless and you could get punished for that, right? So, more or less, you shouldn't have to play that way when other characters get stuff for free handed to them. So Kid Buu kind of, you know what Kid Buu kind of feels like to me? And this is not to be a criticism or take anything away from him. I think that, I mean, the ink animation in his card art is amazing, by the way. It might be the best one in the game. But the actual animation of the card where he just moves slightly is like very underwhelming. This art, you know, just the art's fine, but the animation of this art's not good. Anyway, Kid Buu, like with that art stuff, outside of the black and white version of it, it looks really nice with that. And then his design almost feels like he's a modern day free-to-play Ultra, doesn't he? That's again not meant to be a criticism at all. I'm not saying that to be a criticism. That doesn't take away his placement. I just feel like he probably would have been really well served to be a free character. Like, I don't think he's oppressively broken. We haven't had a free Ultra in like a year and a half. Like, I feel like he would have fit that bill. So, more or less, Kid Buu, though, did excel, though, with the draw speed. Now, I can't take it away from him that, yeah, he can't nullify, but the sheer amount of draw speed that he has is amazing. The healing he has, the damage he can do, the endurance, and the way he interacts with endurances, and the cancellation of nullify endurance, just stuff like that is very powerful stuff. That so like that last mechanic, the ability to nullify endurance nullification, probably wouldn't be on a free character, by the way. But everything else he does in this kit, I maybe not endurance, but everything else I can see on a free character. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Kid Buu, what your impressions are about him. If you want to know more of my first thoughts, my thoughts in general, check out the video on your screen right now. It was a live stream that we did. We had an awesome time. Thank you for everybody that came out to it. And yeah, so stay tuned for some videos over the next few days, because apparently I have Kid Buu and I wasn't expecting to have him.